Hi, it's Trish. I'm back again from In Spite of Because of and the Budgetarian series that I'm creating for you. We're ready for video number 3, and this video is about saving money around your house. So inside your house, what are some, easy tips and tricks that you can do to save some money inside your home? Now, I do have to apologize. I am going to be kind of referring to a list that I have down here because I didn't want to forget anything, and I was afraid that I would start rambling and then remember something, or as I usually do, turn off the video and then say, I wanted to tell them this. So I'm sticking to a list this time. Some of these things I would say seem very self-explanatory and common sense, but maybe you hadn't thought of them before. I like watching other people's videos and some of their common sense kind of things. I go, I hadn't thought about that. So anyway, first few things that you might want to consider, my favorite word, are your lights. Do you leave a lot of lights on when you're not home? Do you have kids who leave their lights on all the time? Growing up, had my stepdad take my light bulb out of my light because I would always forget to turn off the lights to my bedroom. So, lights, make sure they're off when they're not necessary. When you're leaving the room, turn them off. I tell my husband all the time, he'll leave the bedroom, the closet lights on, the bathroom lights on. Makes me crazy. Get those lights off. Your fans. I don't know why, so I don't know, my husband wants to do this too. Running the fan when no one's in there. He says, well, it circulates the air. That's fine, but I only want it to circulate for me when I'm in there. Turn your fans off when you're not using them. Here's a new one that I just did. I've been doing this probably for a couple years, but unplugging things that don't need to be plugged in. Now, you could go a little crazy with this and be getting behind the TVs and all that kind of stuff. I just do those easy to reach outlets, or even if you can put them on some sort of power strip where they're all and you can kind of hit that. So think about your TVs, your electronics, your chargers. Oh, the cell phone charger that's constantly plugged in and the phone's only attached to it 30% of the time. It is pulling electricity. Unplug it and set it right there. And also get your kids in the habit of doing that as well, so that it just becomes something that they normally do. Your coffee maker. I have a Keurig and I unplug it. I unplug it all the time. At the end, like right before I go to work, I unplug it. When I plug it back in, I think it's still set to the same time and everything. I'm pretty sure. So I unplug it. The can opener. I have a plug-in can opener, and actually I unplug it and I keep it in a cabinet. Don't keep those things plugged in if you don't need to. Your printer, my printer is like up on my kitchen counter, that's why it's sticking out to me. But I mean, unless I'm running a copy, which I only make a few copies on the weekends, I unplug it. Your blender, any type of those kitchen gadgets that you have on your counter that you're not using. I do actually use my Vitamix blender every day, but I plug it every time. It just sits right kind of by the plug-in, the outlet, so I just unplug it. Electric toothbrushes, the charger thing, unplug those. You charge your toothbrush once a week or whatever, but I mean, the other days I don't keep mine set on the thing, or I do set it on the thing, but it doesn't need to be plugged in while it's sitting there. Your hair gadgets, your curling iron, the blow dryer, all those type of things. I have a light makeup mirror that lights up. Does not need to be plugged in all the time. It does sound like it's a pain to plug it in and unplug it, but once you get used to doing that, it's not such a big deal. Your little Glade kind of things, unplug those occasionally. Your showers. Now, I mean, I shower every day, but I wash my hair like once every 4 days or so. I'm going on 3rd day hair right now, so. And I've kind of had to train my hair. I can do a whole nother video on that, but I do have oily hair, and you're thinking this is your 3rd day hair. I can show you some tips and tricks about that. But anyway, that makes my showers a lot shorter because the cleansing of the hair takes a long time. If I can get in and get myself washed, get shaved, all that kind of stuff, and get out, it's saving you some time. Your laundry. Instead of doing a load every single day, try to do it like an all at once versus some daily. And here's why. Because your dryer is going to, run for however long it's going to, it gets all hot in there and everything else. And then you run one load and then that heat it's like kind of wasted when the next load's going to come in and it's already kind of warm, so it might even take less time to dry the next load. So, and also, think about when you do it. So for example, in the wintertime, which is where I'm currently at, it's very cold here in Kansas, I might try to do my laundry at night so I can run that dryer, which is going to release some heat into the house at that time. So do it at night. Now in the summer, you could also do that because it's going to be a little bit cooler as opposed to heating your house up in the middle of the day, or you might want to do it early in the morning. Keeping your blinds and curtains open, or your blinds and your curtains closed. Right now you might want to be keeping them open or open them up during the day to let that natural sunlight in to help it heat your house, and then in the summer you might want to keep it closed more to keep that heat out. Some paper towels, cleaners if you have some homemade cleaners within your house, or you can use wipes. I'm going to Amazon, ZWIPES, no affiliation. When you're not at home, turn your thermostat down just a couple of degrees. Or at night, turn it down just a couple of degrees. You'll actually sleep a little better, and you won't have to use so much electricity or gas heating your house. So I used to not like that, and now I kind of do. It's just become a habit. When I head down the hall, that's where a thermostat is, and I just bring it down to, or if you have a fancier one that has settings, you could do that. Your pet's feeding. This is interesting. We have two bulldogs. We have a French bulldog and an English bulldog. And they would both, if we allowed them to, they're not the kind of dogs you leave food out for them. They'll destroy it in 10 seconds. So you can't just put food in, then they go and get some whenever they want it. They are fed twice a day. So in the morning, they get a specific amount of scoops, what we call it. And in the evening, they get another specific amount of scoops. So if you have a dog that might be, you'd be surprised how much more that they might be eating if you have dogs that are like that. So consider that. Keeping your garage door closed both times. During the winter, you're letting all that cold air into your garage, and you would be surprised, as sealed as that door is, it's coming in, it's going up, it's going to all those places. Same thing in the summer, you're letting the heat into the garage, which is rising and getting into your house. You would, as I said, you would be surprised. Think about your bills. What would be some better deals that you could get on your cell phone? Your cable versus dish. We recently switched that. Our internet provider out here, which we only have one, decided that they were going to swap out some channels and put some other channels on that we did not like. So when we, that's the main reason we switched, and we're actually saving money by going to the dish and your internet bill. So think about those things around your house. Now, of course, there's always, you could sell things that you don't use anymore, furniture and those type of things. But if I were to do that, I would probably spend some money going and buying some new things. So totally up to you. Just consider some of those things. And I used to be at odds with other people by, oh, unplugging doesn't really do anything. It does. It has made my electric bill go down. Now, is it going down $100 a month? No, of course not. But even if it only goes down $3 a month in the end of the year, that's $36. We've lived in this house almost 10 years, that's $360. So you start taking all those type of things, and such as in my last video, saving $300 for my red card, that's $600. I mean, it will all add up. So try those things. Oh yeah, cooking versus eating out. Cook at home. Google that Chinese food that you like, cook it at home. It's so much cheaper. I'm not saying never, ever, ever go out. But if you're eating out 3-4 times a week, you're spending money. And people are like, oh, but I just go through McDonald's and I get from the dollar menu. Okay, well, you're probably going to end up spending a lot on the insurance end of that, because that's just not healthy. Not healthy to do as much as you might be doing it. So consider the tips that I've shared, and let me know below if you have other ideas that I didn't mention. I want to hear more, and I watch these type of videos all the time. So leave a comment below. Have a great weekend, and I'll see you in my next Budgetarian video, number 4, and it's going to be saving money on beauty products. So stay tuned for that. Have a great weekend.